It's been 3 decades, more than 3 decades, since a major hurricane hit the Lowcountry, and with hurricane season just a few days away, emergency leaders in Bluffton are shaking things up. They're updating their evacuation plan.
Yeah, things are changing. Lowcountry Bureau Chief Larry Spruill is working for you tonight on how to stay safe this hurricane season. Larry, what kind of changes are they talking about?
Kevin and Jennifer, Bluffton emergency officials aren't taking this hurricane season lightly. There are a lot of changes, from lane reversals to enforcing a mandatory evacuation.
I think we're ready.
Ready and prepared is the motto at Bluffton Fire Township this hurricane season. This is the first year for Deputy Chief Rick Kramer as Operations Division Chief. His main responsibility this storm season?
We want our citizens to make sure that they have a solid plan in place.
Kramer says that's the difference between life and death.
Make sure that our citizens have evacuated. And then obviously if there are those who haven't evacuated, we then of course would get the appropriate information, such as next of kin and contact information. This is something that we look at every year prior to hurricane season.
But this year, Bluffton officials made a few changes to the plan.
We make sure that we have appropriate lodging for our personnel, make sure that we have meals if we have to come for an extended period of time, that we have enough food for our people. We have to think about things like diesel fuel and gasoline for all of our vehicles.
Kramer says there is an evacuation plan for Highway 278.
The severity of the storm will dictate if there is a lane reversal. Anything over a Category 3 storm, we actually travel inland around 70 to 90 miles.
Now, the South Carolina Department of Transportation will shut down all swing and drawbridges when winds reach 24 miles per hour or more, or if a mandatory evacuation is ordered, therefore making it vital you obey the evacuation order when issued.
We can't predict everything, but we do our best to make sure that we are ready for the next storm.
June 1st is the first day of hurricane season. Now, here are some hurricane preparation tips. Make plans to move your boat out of the water. Decide your evacuation route now. Call ahead to check routes to other counties. And last but not least, check your insurance coverage. 1979 was the last time a major hurricane hit the Lowcountry, and the storm was named Hurricane David. Reporting here in the studio, Larry Spruill, WJCL News, working for you.
Thanks, Larry. Meantime, hurricane season, as he said, begins this weekend, and Chatham County emergency management officials want to be prepared. So a plan is now in the works that will create a blueprint for what happens after a storm. Emergency response during a storm is already in place, but emergency officials are now planning for what happens next. Director Clayton Scott says this covers everything from displaced residents to temporary housing and rezoning.
In the 1900s, we never really got hit. And so theoretically, every 15 years, we should have been getting one, and we haven't gotten them. So it's just a matter of time. When our time is up, it's up. But we have to prepare for them.
Scott says the plan will take about a year to complete and will benefit counties all over the state.
When, oh when, oh when.